It started with a dream to bring back the golden age of text adventures, not just as a tribute to the past, but as a bold new frontier. For I am the Venture Weaver.
Hey everyone, I want to take a moment to talk. Really talk about something that means the world to me. It may mean the world to you, it may not. I don't know. I'm just one guy sitting in a room in Edmonton, Alberta. Now, I know some people that probably it sounds like a weird hill to die on in 2025. Text adventures. But if you've been following what I've been building, the Labyrinth of Time's Edge, you already know that this isn't about nostalgia. This is art. It's about telling stories in a way that no AAA game ever could. Because let's be honest, big budget games these days, they've kind of lost their soul. Greed has infested them. It's all flash and spectacle. Graphics that are just so tired and boring. Endless this, endless DLC, crap, government messages, all that stuff, all the censorship, blah, blah, blah. There's no soul to it. You can't sit down and be like, wow, I know I did something really great today, like really great. You don't hear that from people that anymore that play video games. Remember the time when you were a kid or, maybe even last week, you did something, you're like, my goodness, I did this. I made this. I beat this. Don't hear that anymore. Nowadays, it's people with their hands out asking for money so you can watch them play a video game. Where did the world go crazy? Where did this whole ideology of horrible stories with with $80 price tags come from? It's like some kind of Animal Farm, like Planet of the Apes type world where nonsensical nonsense is the key to everything. Now, anyways, what's the one line of dialogue, the one moment that stuck with you in anything that you've ever played? Most people can't name one, and that's the problem. But in a text adventure, the moment you read something, it becomes a part of you. It'll always linger, you know? Like Zork with the White House, the house. Like that'll always linger with you. Or entering the command get lamp, you know? It's really really hits home. Or if you ever play Pac-Man, you know what Pac-Man is. You could sit down and have fun with Pac-Man. You don't need Pac-Man 3D. No, in a text adventure, it becomes a part of you. You see it in your own mind, your imagination. It's in the hyperdrive, and it's like painting. You're painting a beautiful picture with your imagination. The fear, the beauty, the silence, it's all yours. I've written over 2,000 rooms by hand, not generated or spit out by some freaking engine. No, line by line, written by me on an old crummy computer because I believe in this. Yeah, it's written in QBasic. Who cares? QBasic's good, by golly. Try not to swear. QBasic is great. It's simple, it's fast, it works good. And it won't take 50 gigs of hard drive to be able to compile something. I believe in this. I've built the iron hold mines to feel cold, and suffocating alive. I wanted you to hear the broken voices of the miners, to feel like you've been watched as you crawl deeper. When you finally escape, when the air clears, you step into this moonlit forest. I wanted you to feel hope. See, that's the thing though. When you're playing a text adventure game or when you're making one, you're you're giving player sentence. From that sentence, their mind constructs the world around them. You know, I've got this portion in the game when you meet a frogman, and then after that, you hear a widow crying, and you realize, like, this isn't like an ordinary day in the neighborhood. There's something beautiful in that. There's something beautiful in meeting characters out of the ordinary. You know, you're adventuring through a medieval forest in a fantasy themed landscape, and then all of a sudden, little bits and pieces start coming together that you realize, hey, I'm not really alone in this world. There's something beautiful about that. Building a world that doesn't spoon feed you, that asks you to pay attention, that rewards your imagination instead of turning your brain off. You know, there's a lot. Like I was watching Doom: The Dark Ages, and some guy was playing it, and he couldn't understand. He couldn't understand what he was doing. He got mad at every little thing. It was some idiot. Like he just kept screaming and crying about the game not being fair and the game cheating them. And then you see all these other games, and they're hand holding you. You know, so you pay $80 to be treated like a toddler. You know, you could pay $200, go to a brothel and get the same treatment with a better outcome. You don't need to spend money to get handheld when to be told you're wrong because some schlub in a cramped office space working off of 4 hours sleep who's up to their eyeballs in debt crying because, they drank the Kool-Aid. See, I believe in this project. I believe in this game. Heck, I believe in you. I believe you have a brain. You're obviously human. See, I believe that we're the last ones holding the line. But the people who've been numbed by the flashy, hollow experiences need something real again. And I think we're the only ones that can give it to them. This isn't just a game I'm making, it's a way back to something everyone's lost. It's my life's work to rekindle the imagination. So, yeah, I might not be 100% right now, but I'm not slowing down. This hernia, getting over this cold, heck, I've survived worse. Because there's a story in this world that only I could tell. And I'm going to finish it. The best part is it's free. If you played it already, thank you. And if you haven't, come see what it feels like to wander in the dark with only your imagination and a lantern to guide you. That's what this is really about. And I'm glad that you're here because sometimes it's sometimes it's good just to create something, you know? You don't need without you don't need to make money off of it, you know? You don't need to you don't need to push some kind of ideological polluted message on people. You don't need that. You're better than that. You're better than a lot of people and a lot of things. You just don't know it yet. So, yeah, I was at work and I wanted to make a video where I just sat down and talked to you guys, not like a devlog, but just open up and just say something. Because I'm so sick and tired of all this negativity, of all this insanity. Games costing $80, $100 at times. Like, no, come on, that's too much. At least give me something with it. You know, don't give me some molded piece of plastic that's going to be thrown out the second one I die. Or the second I move or whatever and gets lost. That's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. But people will still do it. They'll still line up like trained little seals, clapping their flippers, begging for more while they're living on government assistance, wondering why they can't eat while their power gets cut off because they forgot they spent $100 or $120 or whatever on something stupid. You know? All I'm saying is free software, open source. It's step back from these big companies that only see you as, you know, cash pigs. You don't want to be a cash pig. Well, everybody wants to be a cash pig, but not in that sense. Anyways, I'm the Venture Weaver. Take care. Godspeed. May the lantern always guide you upon the path of the unknown. Until next time, see ya.